I'm a stubborn person.
Hey man, can I squeeze right past you?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, no, you can't. But we're all a little stubborn, especially in terms of our video game taste. We often find a couple of genres and stick to them, unwilling to waver unless asked nicely.
Please?
I said no. Every once in a while, though, a game will come along and bust you out of your genre bias, opening your eyes to whole new worlds of video game fun. So today, let's look at some games that woke me up to genres I was sleeping on. Believe it or not, I'm not a big roguelite fan.
I'm actually a really little one.
I love roguelites now, but I didn't always. The idea of constantly having to restart and lose my progress was a frustration I wasn't sure I could handle. This was until I played Into the Gungeon. The speed of everything in Into the Gungeon takes away a lot of the frustration that I had with other games in the genre. Everything is straightforward as you bust through doors looking for the boss room and loot to take down said boss. The bullet hell nature made it so that each run I became more familiar with enemy bullet patterns, making it so that I felt personal improvement and not artificial improvement. It also helped that the game was downright funny, every gun presenting a new pun to laugh at, enemies moving around in silly cartoonish ways, and bosses having absurd intro animations like the Gatling gun bird which rips its shirt off. It took me forever to beat Into the Gungeon, but while I was playing it, I beat Hades, I beat Dead Cells, and now I play pretty much every popular roguelite. It's my favorite genre, and I have Gungeon to thank for that. This video idea came about while I was playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I've always been hesitant to try out the turn-based RPG genre as games like Final Fantasy, Persona, and even Pokemon seemed like they had too boring of a gameplay premise for me to ever get into.
I mean, you know I'm quick to violence. You can say that.
The idea of waiting for my turn to fight always put me off of these games, but when I saw Clair Obscur had a parrying and dodging system that relied on timing while your enemy was attacking, I thought maybe this could be the game for me. This system absolutely took away some of the worries that I had, as every battle feels engaging both when you're attacking and when the enemy is. But for all intents and purposes, Clair Obscur has absolutely opened my eyes to the entire genre. It is so much fun to craft up your party in order to prepare for fights, using synergies to make certain attacks do crazy amounts of damage, but also taking on the world with your crew is an endearing premise. Yes, the parrying and dodging brought me in, but the party-based adventure has shown me that games like Final Fantasy and Persona could offer a lot of the same fun that I derived from this. After that, I want to talk about detective games, because if there was ever a genre I couldn't see myself getting into, it would be them. Detective games frightened me. They're a whole lot of reading, a whole lot of thinking, and very little violence. But I have absolutely fallen in love with the detective genre now. Me and my wife like to sit down and play games like Golden Idol together, figuring out their mysteries and piecing together their stories. And we have Duck Detective to thank for this. Duck Detective simplified the genre so that even an idiot could understand its concepts. It's got a cute, funny art style, a recently divorced duck with a sliced bread addiction, and excellent voice acting that makes its world a joy to be in. At its heart though, Duck Detective is still a detective game. Some of its puzzles will stump you as you fit words into the necessary spots. It's no Golden Idol, but the absurdity of the game's premise actually makes it so that you don't just assume every solution from the get. It's often the weirdest possible outcome and not the one you would immediately assume. All in all, Duck Detective is a great entry point for the genre.
But sometimes it's just random. Isn't that right, Giant Benji?
Inscription happened to be the game that got me into the deck building genre, not because it had the best mechanics, not because it had the most addicting roguelike gameplay, and not because it's a beginner-friendly experience. It just happened to be the one that got me in. Its visual style was appealing. Once I started playing, the simple gameplay immediately got me hooked in, and when it changed from setting to setting, I stayed locked in. I had tried games like Slay the Spire and Monster Train, but they failed to interest me long term. I think the underlying weirdness was what really drew me to Inscription, forcing me to come back over and over again to find out what was happening behind the scenes. Now, I'm absolutely head over heels for the entire genre. Obviously, games like Balatro are much better beginner experiences, but Inscription just happened to be the game that got me in. It's good to branch off and try new genres, but a lot of times it takes a little push. Games like Clair Obscur, Duck Detective, and Into the Gungeon all worked to drive me towards trying new things that at first felt daunting and scary. I may have never found Hades, Balatro, and Golden Idol if it weren't for these games. So if you're looking for a new genre, go out there and try something weird. And if you don't like it, you can't blame me. I don't know if I could handle that. Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye now.